Brian Baldinger is joining us today on Tuesday instead of Wednesday because the Bears play Thursday. We're moving everything up a little bit. And, Baldy, really appreciate you moving your schedule around a little bit to help us out today. Thank you so much. Better Bears offense? I mean, even though they lost the game?
I mean, come on. I mean, I know moral victories and all that stuff. We know all that cliche. But, I mean, the ball didn't hit the ground for the first 16 passes that Justin – the last pass – that he threw, a Hail Mary pass is the only pass he missed in the whole first half. Yeah. They went up and down the field at will. No, it was impressive that first half. They couldn't finish it. And, you know, the bootleg that got Denver back in the game, this bootleg play action fake in this league right now, nobody is biting on the run. Everybody is overplaying the bootleg. And so, you get Denver right there just playing that and gets out of Justin Fields' hands as soon as he turns around. That was unfortunate, but I thought it was good. Like the offense actually looked like it had design. It made sense. Like you watch these throws. I just went back and studied all the throws. None of them were contested catches. Like they got rid of that stuff. Like it was, okay, we'll roll out here. We'll hit them going to the sideline. We'll hit them like on a button hook over the middle. Like it was, this is the throw, make the throw. And Justin was really good doing that for the most part.
Brian, 4th and 1 of the 18. Would you have gone for it?
Yeah. I'm staying aggressive. I live in Philadelphia. I just saw him against Washington this week. I announced the game. Philadelphia is making a living on this. We call it the brotherly shove now in Philadelphia. Maybe.
Ooh, that's good.
Like you just got to get with the rules here. And like you got a guy that's as strong as any quarterback in this league. Like you just push this thing across.
So you liked the decision, you didn't like the call.
Yeah.
You didn't like them being yeah.
So let's talk about this because I know I want to talk about Darnell Wright a little bit with you. Now, he technically on the play they ran out of shotgun, which is questionable on its own. He said after the game, I got to climb to that linebacker. The head coach said that the tackle there needs to chip and get to the linebacker. If you look at that film, that linebacker comes screaming in there. You tell me that doesn't look like a block that's easy to make, especially for a rookie playing in his 4th game.
Look, Darnell played well outside of a couple plays, the holding call at the end. Like he just has to realize he can't kill every kid that he's blocking like he did in college. Like just let him go. Let Khalil Herbert go do it. But outside of that, I mean, for the most part, he played really well. Like I've been telling high school, college, pro teams. Like, just study Philadelphia and see how they do it. And just 4th and 1, 3rd and 1 in your own zone, on the goal line, short yardage. Like, just get the push going. Like, get the momentum. I know the Giants didn't do it because they did a terrible job of it last night. It actually has to – there's some work that has to be done. But, for the most part, like, just – I know they had Cole Kmet do it one time. He came under center. Justin Fields is made for this play.
Exactly.
Just get with the push. And just do it. Take advantage of the rules.
Sticking with the offense with Justin Fields, Matt Ryan made an observation on the broadcast where he suggested to not let Justin Fields turn his back to the offensive line, that he was doing better when he kept his face forward. Do you see any sense of that? Does that make sense to you?
Well, obviously, the fumble return for a touchdown was unfortunate. And, if you turn your back, you might get surprised the way he seemed to be surprised on that play. I see everybody overplaying that bootleg. But, he turned his back a number of times in that first half with success. And it was the play action really kind of froze Denver. They're not a good defense. They break down all the time. They did against Miami. They did in the first half Sunday. But, yes, I mean, I'm not here to, criticize Matt Ryan, whatever he said. But, there's times that, especially a guy as athletic as Justin is, like, take advantage of it. I saw Zach Wilson do it on a touchdown the other day off play action. Hide the ball, use your mechanics, let the defense try to guess who has it, who doesn't have it. I mean, there's a place to turn your back to the defense.
So defensively, all right, we saw some signs from Justin Fields. I honestly look at this Bears team as like, if there's one area where they can keep getting better, it's probably more likely that's going to happen on offense than defense at this point. when you look at this Bears defense, I know we talked a little bit about this last week, but what can they possibly do right now to generate any more pressure other than just blitz? Because they kind of do it sometimes, but it's also just not really their identity from the system that Matt Eberflus wants to run.
Well, I mean, look, you're starting 2 rookie corners out there, right? All right, so it'd be great if Kyler and Jalen were in the lineup and were healthy and could play. I mean, that might change things a little bit and some of the versatility of things you could do. The rookie broke down at the end of the game, and I don't know what he was thinking, but they ran right by him. Marvin Mims ran by him. But, look, I don't know how many times you can blitz Jaquan Brisker off the edge. It seemed like that was the one change-up. But they ran some twist stunts and did some things with their front four, which they hadn't done the week before against Kansas City. So you saw, like, some things that they did. I just think that they're a little limited right now by all the injuries. Eddie Jackson's out. Just guys that you would count on to either change things up, gamble, take some chances, see things that a rookie just can't see. Like, you're a little hamstrung on the back end right now.
So Gervon Dexter and Zach Pickens, Baldy, they're playing minimal 11 and 9 snaps, 21%, 19% of the plays. I'd like to see him out there more, but maybe you're forcing a rookie out there because you're just begging for help. What's your thought on getting those guys getting more playing time?
Well, I mean, look, they're playing their first. They had 10 draft picks. The first 8 are all playing. I mean, Noah Sewell played every special team snap. Like, they're all playing. Now it's a question of, okay, do you want to give them more? I don't know what the rotation is and what it's based on right now, but at this point, and I'm not throwing the towel in on the season or anything like that. I mean, you're already playing all 8. You're starting 2 rookie corners. I mean, there's rookies everywhere. Let them play. Let them get as much experience as you. If you believe in them, like, this is a Pete Carroll thing. Like, I asked Pete one time, he was playing some rookie, and he had all rookies playing last night. He just told me a long time ago, he goes, look, if you think you drafted the right guy, don't be afraid to play a rookie because they might make mistakes early, but they're going to help you win late. So get them as much experience as they possibly. If they're good players, if you believe in them, get them as much experience as you can, as early as you can.
So that has me just a little concerned, Baldy, because that actually seems to be what Matt Eberflus says all the time, too. Like, I'm not afraid to play rookies. Last year he threw Kyler Gordon, Jaquan Brisker out there as starters right away. He did it this year with Tyreek Stevenson. That kind of just tells me they don't feel like Gervon Dexter and Zach Pickens are they can trust them enough yet, because otherwise I feel like they would be out there more.
Well, it's hard. It's hard to play rookie linemen. I mean, I'm in Philadelphia. Jalen Carter is as talented a rookie defensive lineman as I've seen in a long time. He doesn't start, and he plays less than half the snaps. And on almost any given team, like, that guy would be, like, you wouldn't want him off the field. It's hard for defensive linemen because the game is just so different up front. I mean, nobody runs power football, even in the SEC. I mean, it's all spread, and you just don't see plays and the things that you see in the NFL, the traps, the whams, all this. It's hard to get your eyes to see everything that you're supposed to see. Now, to your point, the only way you're going to see it is by playing. So it's a little bit of a conundrum right there.
Well, you talk about a rookie that's going to be on the other side of the field for the Bears here on Thursday. You got to see him in person, quarterback Sam Howell for Washington. What are your takeaways from him? Seems like he's off to a pretty good start of his rookie career or rookie season. And how can the Bears try to stymie him?
Well, he's actually a second-year player. He was rookie last year.
Oh, my bad, second year.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but, I mean, for the most part, he played 1 game last year.
Okay.
So he started 5 games in his career. He's basically a rookie. But I tell you, the week before against Buffalo, he just refused to take a check down. I mean, I think he was in the Patrick Mahomes playbook, with Eric Bieniemy. And he was taking these shots, and there was no need to take these shots. And he got picked off 4 times, and he fumbled, So, but he really came out against Philadelphia. I mean, he took the team right down the field and scored. I mean, the kid has poise. He sees the field very well. And last week, he said, okay, it's 1st and 10. I'll take the check down. I'll go to 2nd and 7. That's a good play. And, like, he fixed that aspect of it. And he made one good decision. And look, guys, they're in Philadelphia. The place is going nuts. It's 31-24. He's got 1 minute and 37 seconds and a timeout left. And he takes the team down the field and scores on the final play of the game on an unbelievable throw to Jahan Dotson. Like, he showed a ton last week to me, and I think to his team, and really to everybody in the NFC East. Like, you have to respect this kid. He's got guts. He can run. He'll stay in there and take the wicked shot. He got sacked 9 times and hit 15 against Buffalo. Like, he doesn't flinch. Like, there's a lot there that you really admire about the kid.
So, what is Eric Bieniemy bringing them right now? Because I found it fascinating that after all these years of him, getting passed up on head coaching opportunities, his name's been such a hot name, being on, the Chiefs OC, that he ends up taking a leap over to Washington, where as much as Ron Rivera is respected in the league, we love him here in Chicago too from his days here, that it almost seemed like Ron Rivera was on the hot seat and maybe wouldn't be there that long. So it seemed like a risky job for Eric Bieniemy to take. What has he given them so far in this young season?
I think a couple things jump out. One, tremendous leadership. He is the offense. It's his offense. It's his menu. Second, I remember I was in training camp tour and like guys were bitching in Washington about, how hard he coached. And I'm like, good. Like, I hope they're bitching because when they start winning some games, you won't hear any of that. Like, he's demanding. You see attention to detail. The offensive line really played much, much better against a very good front last week. I think he's got his hands all over the offense. And then he knows how to get the ball to his playmakers. Terry McLaurin is a great player. In any offense, he's a great player. He's got 3 tight ends that he uses. They're not as skilled as Seattle's tight ends, but he's got 3 tight ends that he has figured out how to use, get on the field, help protect. He leans on the run game. Brian Robinson's a good back. I see his hands all over this offense. And the demands and what he expects, though, I think is the biggest thing. And how he's not letting anybody skate on that team right now on that side of the ball.
Baldy, Bears fans need something, and the one thing we can hope for right now is that Justin Fields and Luke Getsy unlocked the future for the quarterback and the offense. Do you need to see more to believe it, or are you like, hey, this is a good start, and I actually think that, going forward there is something there that they found?
Well, it'd been nice to finish the game last week, take the ball down the field and score. You got the ball. In this league, a minute and a half is an eternity. Like, finish the game. Go kick the field goal. Go win the game. So that's disappointing to me. It's still on the quarterback to finish these games and make these plays. I don't care what's in front of them. It's up to the quarterback. So, but yes, it was a good first half. It was, for the most part, I thought they'd get a little conservative in the second half, up 28-7. It's just me, like, put the foot on the gas, keep it going. They haven't stopped you. Make them stop you. They gave up 70. The team has no confidence on defense from the week before. Like, bury them. And I didn't see that. So that was disappointing.
So along those lines,
hold on here.
Yeah, I'm sitting there at the end of the half. It's 21-7, and they're kind of sitting on it. I'm like, what are you kidding? First of all, your defense is not going to hold them at 21 most likely. You need more points. Aside from this, the whole philosophy, which takes me to Matt Eberflus. 14 losses in a row. He looks lost in press conferences right now. So, your fan base is freaking out, and then this guy gets up there and he can't answer a question. He sounds like I just sounded right there. So, if they lose on Thursday, you've lost 15 in a row. If that happens and you don't look great, would you consider a coaching change this early in the season?
I wouldn't change the coaches yet. Jimmy Johnson was 1-15 his rookie year. To his credit, all he did was figure out how he could improve the roster, like every single waking second of the day. Herschel Walker, I don't care how good he is. I'm trading that. I'm getting 6 picks. Like, I'm going to fix this roster. But that's back when Jimmy ran the draft, and he made every trade in the draft. He was the general manager, the head coach, the whole thing. And there's not many of those guys, that know how to do that. And I don't know if Matt does or not. But it's hard if you lost 14 in a row to sound confident, but you better figure out a way to walk into the room and walk into Hallis Hall and have, like, an exterior at least where you're firm and in command. And if you're, like, standing up there and you're not really sure, you're not sure of yourself, everybody's going to feel that, including the team. So If that continues,
So I guess the $1 million question for Bears fans, and maybe we're skipping a few steps ahead, but right now the Bears hold the first and the second pick in the draft. If the Bears have the number 1 pick, is there any threshold that Justin Fields can surpass that the Bears wouldn't draft Caleb Williams?
you have to draft the best player. Caleb Williams has been the best player for 2 years in a row in college football. Like, I worked with a kid when he was a 17-year-old high school kid in Maryland, and I thought if he went to the combine as a 17-year-old, he'd be the highlight of the whole combine when he was 17. Like, you walk him in a film room, he's breaking down every protection, he's breaking down every coverage, how to attack. He was doing this when he was 17, and his arm strength was every bit as good as Justin's or Russell Wilson or anybody else at that age. Now he's been coached by Lincoln Riley and Cliff Kingsbury this year. Like, he's the best player in the draft. You draft the best player. Figure out everything else.
Wow.
Which, okay, that just confirmed what I've been believing when I was driving in today. The Bears should just forfeit the rest of the season. There's nothing to be gained by playing. Just
turn the lights off on this show. We'll come back and draft when it's draft season.
We'll figure out something to do. Don't worry about us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
That's
Baldy, if you can't tell, this city needs a victory. This team needs a victory.
Look, I feel you. I really do. I mean, I played on a 1-15 team 1 year in Indianapolis. I was afraid, like, they didn't have DoorDash and all this stuff back then. Like, I didn't want to go to the grocery store and, pick up bread and peanut butter. Like, I didn't want to do anything. Like, I just wanted to hide. It's, it's hard. It's really hard.
Baldy, you got one more?
I just want to just touch on Claypool before we go. Baldy, he's one of the most talented players on this roster.
Is he?
Talented. I would say. Well, no.
Okay. Can the guy run a route? Like, can you count on him? Will he go up and compete for a ball in the air? Like, I understand what you're saying. He's 6'4", got all this stuff. I mean, Pittsburgh felt like they fleeced Chicago when they traded him. I mean, it was a fleece. Like, they couldn't wait. Like, I'm not here to badmouth any player. But if you say he's one of the most talented players, all I want anybody to tell me when they say that, show me. Show me the talent.
Fair enough. I will crawl back underneath this chair and because I'm not. I am talking about his physical traits and not what he actually does on the field, which ultimately is what matters. Clearly, so I think you already just answered the question. Like, there's no way you're looking the other way at the stuff that he's doing and playing this dude, hoping to unlock something. You're actually doing what the Bears are doing, which is saying goodbye. It's sunk cost. We lost.
I mean, we're not at Hallis Hall watching work habits, but work habits transfer to Sundays. Attention to detail starts during the week. And you can tell that there is a disconnect between the level of detail necessary to be a really good player and play to your potential in this league and a guy that just got scratched on Sunday.
Yeah. Baldy, thank you once again. Appreciate you moving your schedule around for this Thursday game. Yeah. And have a great day. Have a great rest of the week. Enjoy the football this week.
How do you make that W? How do they do that like that?
I forget, actually. I haven't seen the W in a long time.
It's just whatever.
He's got a trophy here.
Is that it?
Just whatever shows you go on. This is the only one that has a title today, Baldy. Just know that.
All right. I see you guys. All right.
Appreciate you.
All right, there is Brian Baldinger. Follow him on Twitter at BaldyNFL. He's got a good breakdown.
Just don't eat the W like Jameis Winston.
No, you can eat the W. You can eat the crab legs. You can do whatever you want.
Baldy's awesome.
He's the best.
Baldy's awesome.
I mean,